Here we are again, guys. It is story time once again, and I have got a doozy for you today. This is a crazy story of a woman who is literally cheating on her husband behind his back with multiple men, and the kicker is she has convinced herself that it has actually improved her marriage and that she's a better person because of it. And we are going to completely dismantle her lack of accountability in tonight's coaching video. And hopefully at the end of this, there will be a moral to the story and you guys will learn something from it. And whether you're listening to this story on your way to work, on your way to the gym, or on your way home, I am here to make your drive just a bit more entertaining. You might even be watching this before you go to bed. So this will kind of be your Mr. Rogers bedtime story from M here. Okay, so let's just crack right into this, guys. Start with the title. I mean, even the title. I cheat because I love my husband. Oh my God. A mother of three who is 33 years old, who regularly has secret affairs with other men, says that straying from her husband behind his back has improved her 10-year marriage. You cannot make this up. A mother of three has been cheating on her husband of 10 years for the last 2 years. So basically 20% of the time, probably longer than that. It makes her feel better about herself and therefore improves her marriage. She doesn't feel guilty. Of course she doesn't. Of course. What do I keep telling you guys about these modern women? These damaged females, right? They do not feel guilty about it. Okay? They will, if you have anything to say about this, if you criticize her in any way, shape, or form, you will be labeled a misogynist. Right? Just like I am every time I call these chicks out for their piss poor behavior. Behaviors that are morally, ethically, and just unequivocally just wrong, right? She doesn't feel guilty and goes to great lengths to hide her secret affairs. I do still love my husband, but there are things I would like to do, she said. Let's jump into this. You've got to be kidding me, man. Wow. Just wow. Okay. Let's start. While many regret seeking out extramarital affairs, one Australian woman has revealed how cheating on her husband of 10 years has actually improved her marriage. Casey, 33, is a busy mother of three who runs her own business and works as a part-time sales assistant. So already, I mean, no doubt do I question the fact that she's busy. I mean, she has 3 kids. She has her own business, which is probably a side gig, and she works as a sales assistant. So, I mean, not to mention the fact that she's married and likely goes on dates with her husband. At least I hope she does, and she does family stuff. So, how she even has time to cheat, how she finds time to cheat, I mean, if she just put that energy and focus that she's using to cheat on her husband towards their actual marriage, it might just work. But no, she's got to take care of her. Me, all about me. So she says here, Casey, she has been happily married to her husband for a decade. But in 2017, she decided to fill the intimacy gaps in her marriage by seeking out other men. She says, I wanted to go online and find like-minded people to engage in some fun, but I wasn't sure how far I was willing to go at first, Casey told Female. While many regret seeking out extramarital affairs, one Australian woman has revealed how cheating on her husband of 10 years has improved her marriage. So this is just a stock photo. That's not actually her. coward doesn't even want to show her face, because normally a lot of these women will be bold enough to show their faces, but they had to use a stock image because Casey here wants to remain anonymous. What a snake. What a snake in the grass. So she goes on to say, I now have a few regular people I meet up with about once a month, and that's been going on for a year now. I'm always willing to meet new people as well. Casey said that while the cheating itself has no direct impact on her marriage, she is a better person for it. Casey, you are not a better person because you're cheating. You are a worse person. You're a terrible person. You're a horrible person. Why? Because you made vows to your husband. Okay? You made a vow to your husband. Do you remember this, Casey? For better or worse? Do you know what those words mean? For better or worse? That means you have vowed to stick it out with him through thick and thin, through the ups and downs, through winning and losing. Okay? That is why you take those marriage vows. And if you're not willing to do that, do not get married. You are not ready for it, and you are clearly too immature for marriage. Okay? But this chick is saying she is a better person for cheating on her husband. Guys, look at the lack, just the lack of any self-responsibility. Okay, it's just so it's so mind-numbing how these women just can't even admit that they're doing something wrong. It's really, really sad. But let's go on with the story. Sex has never been an overly exaggerated exercise at home, but the affairs have improved how I feel about myself. The affairs, so she's saying that cheating behind her husband's back has improved how she feels about herself? I mean, because most normal people who aren't narcs would actually feel bad about it. Most people who are normal and have a little something called morals would not be able to look at themselves in the mirror, right? They would feel guilty. Okay? They would not feel good about what they're doing to somebody behind their back. So she goes on to say, it feels good to gain affection and lust from my partner. I don't have the option to try anything new at home, so I seek it elsewhere. I am doing what I want to make myself happy. The true words of a typical modern female, guys. This is how they all talk. Me, me, me. I don't care who I hurt. I don't care who I steamroll over. I don't care whose lives I destroy. I don't even care if I destroy my own marriage. As long as I'm happy, I gotta do what I gotta do to make myself happy. It's like, no. That's what losers do. Okay? That's what self-absorbed, conceited, selfish losers do. They make everything about themselves. And this is why they never succeed in life. And you know what? It always comes back to bite them in the ass, right? These type of people, guys, don't think she's going to get away with this. These type of people always get their comeuppance, as we say, right? Karma always has a funny little way of sneaking up and returning the favor when they least expect it. I've seen it happen in my own life, right, to me. I've seen it happen definitely with exes of mine, right? Look what happened to my exes, right? Talk about my ex from 2006. What happened to her? Ended up a single mom, 2 kids, 2 different dads. And now she's like raising these kids on her own and likely stressing out like crazy, right? She's raising 2 boys on her own. That'll be fun to see when those kids become teenagers. My ex from the year 2000 who dumped me when the stock market crashed. What happened to that girl? She's living in a shitty part of Hayward, California, in like a dilapidated building, and she's still single, former hottie, still single in she's in her 50s now, right? So, I mean, don't think these women actually get away with this if you guys are worried about that, because they don't. They don't. Casey will get her comeuppance soon enough. But just to go on with the article, Casey said she felt guilty when she first started straying from her marriage. However, as time went on, the guilt faded. Yeah, so she basically became desensitized to her cheating. And now she sees it as a positive. You cannot make this up. These chicks will always spin things around in their heads, and they will always backwards rationalize. I mean, even the most hideous behaviors that they demonstrate in order to shield themselves from looking or feeling like a bad person. Okay? This chick right here is sounding like Jada Pinkett, man, with Will Smith. And you guys, if you've not seen that interview, you have to watch that interview. Like where her and Will Smith were sitting at a table discussing their marriage after she cheated. She didn't even call it cheating, right? You know what Jada called it? She called it an entanglement. It's like, no, bitch, that's cheating. That's cheating. Okay, that is cheating. Right? Don't mean to disrespect your wife, Will, but she's a cheater, right? She is a cheater. So I call it like I see it, man. But this reminds me of a classic Jada Pinkett moment here. And you know what? It's not just Jada Pinkett. It's not just Casey from this article. It's many, if not all, of these modern women that do this to their partners, right? They will just relieve themselves of guilt. And if they can't find a friend or family member who will back up their cheating and their ethically immoral behavior, guess what they'll do? They will pay a therapist to cheerlead, to whip out the pom-poms and cheerlead for them like, no, girl, you got to take care of yourself, girl. You go, girl. That's what they'll do. They'll pay for a personalized cheerleader that is licensed, right, as aka a therapist, where they can go around to their family and friends and parade the fact that, like, no, I have a professional, I have a therapist. She said that I need to do this. She said I need to do this. I need to cheat in order to feel good about myself. No, you're just a slut, Casey. Okay? Forget the therapist. You know, we're not going to be your enablers here, Casey. You are a slut. A 304. You're a cheater, a liar, and a con artist. At least in your marriage you are. Okay. Moving on with this article. Casey does, however, take precautions to make sure her husband never finds out about her secret relationships, as he would be very upset. No question about it. You think? You think? Casey, he's been married to you for 10 years. He's likely not cheating on you. He's dedicating himself to you, your family, your stupid side gig business that's probably barely bringing in any money that you're basically probably taking all for yourself to spend on these other dudes. Do you think your husband might be a little upset? Unreal. I take all precautions with not getting caught. It's not easy and it takes organization with both parties, she said. I delete my text messages and I keep my phone calls to a minimum unless I'm out of the house, Casey says. With other people, and here again, this is not Casey in the photo, it's just a stock image, but I'm sure she looks something like this. Right? She's got her little latte, she got her Apple iPhone. She's got looks like she's wearing some dude's dress shirt, and sneaking off from his apartment back home. So it says, she goes on to say, with other people in similar circumstances, it's a mutual respect thing to have times when contact can be made throughout the day. So basically, when you won't get the other person caught cheating on their spouse. With meeting up in person, you do what you have to do. Depending on the time of day, sometimes no lies have to be told. It's just like any other ordinary day. Oh, so on those days, are you an even better person because you're not lying? Casey speaks to her affair partners throughout the week, meets up with them on average once a month for sex and a few times more for coffee catch-ups. So she's basically having relationships with these dudes. She is essentially dating these dudes. I mean, this is even more than a friends with benefits, because really when you're like bed buddies with somebody, you're friends with benefits. That's really all you do. You don't go to coffee or anything. But hey, whatever floats your boat. While Casey is sure she is doing what needs to be done to save her marriage. Wait, did I just read that right? While Casey is sure that she is doing what she needs to do to save her marriage by cheating on the guy? By having sex with these other dudes, probably unprotected in many cases? That's saving your marriage? She says she is ultimately fulfilling her needs elsewhere to keep her family together. Oh my God, guys. You cannot make this up. You cannot make up this level of just relieving yourself of any blame. Complete blame shifting. This is gaslighting at its finest. And this is why I tell you guys, these type of modern women, right? Well, most modern women like this, they are all what? Can't say this enough. They are all narcissists. Okay? They are all narcissists. It's always about me, me, me. There's no lack of self-responsibility whatsoever. And they always just kind of use this plausible deniability, right? And create this delusion in their head that they're not doing anything wrong. So they don't have to feel bad about themselves. Absolutely insane. It's just pure gaslighting, right? Pure gaslighting at its finest. Just this one paragraph here alone says everything you need to know about Casey. Okay, this is Casey in a nutshell, right? She says it herself. While Casey is sure she is doing what she needs to be done to save her marriage, she is ultimately fulfilling her needs elsewhere to keep her family together. The mental gymnastics that you have to play in order to trick your mind into believing you are a good person, a better person, a virtuous person for cheating on your husband is just on the level of sociopathic behavior, right? This person is just a psychopath. Casey, if you're watching this by any chance, you are a psychopath. You are psycho, as many of these modern women are, that talk exactly like this, just like Jada Pinkett, right? All these type of women who talk like this, they are just absolutely psychotic. She goes on to say, I continue cheating because we have a young family, so it's for the benefit of the children. Oh my God, I can't even believe she said that. I continue cheating because we have a young family. It's for the benefit of the children? Really? 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 Can you imagine if a guy said these things? Can you imagine any guy doing an article like this, fellas? If any man went out there and did an article like this, even anonymously, believe me, they would send out all resources and do whatever it takes to find this man and expose him and publicly shame him to the world. To dox this guy and publicly just hold his feet to the fire and hang him in the middle of Times Square and use him as an example. There is not a single guy on this planet that could get away with saying this type of malarkey. Hey man, I'm cheating on my wife because it's for the benefit of the children. Oh my God, you don't know. People would be at this dude's house with pitchforks and torches standing outside. She goes on to say, I do still love my husband. No, bitch. No, you don't love your husband, you slut. You don't, okay? You don't love your husband. You know who you really love? You love yourself. You don't love your husband. You don't love your kids. You have no respect for them whatsoever. You love yourself, Casey. You narc. But there are some things in life I would like to do and explore, and this isn't an option with him. I get my needs fulfilled. Oh, I get my needs fulfilled. I get my needs fulfilled by banging other dudes behind his back. Why did you even marry this dude, Casey? Why did you marry this dude if you knew this is what you're going to do? Okay, and of course, all the evil women out there will be like, she didn't know. You don't know till you're in that position. It's like, yeah, you do know, right? I mean, you do kind of know. And this is why I tell you guys, you got to really vet these girls before you even think about putting a ring on their finger. You got to ask them about their past relationships, past boyfriends. You got to dig deep. You got to be like, hey, what happened with this guy? And if she tells you, oh, he's crazy, had to get a restraining order on him, don't walk, run. Don't walk, run, right? Because I guarantee you talk to that crazy boyfriend, ex-boyfriend she had, that she had to get a restraining order on, and you get his side of the story, it will all make sense, right? Because as it says in the Bible, everybody's story sounds good until you hear the other side, right? Everybody's story sounds good until you hear the other side. So, it's just unreal. Casey is a piece of work. So, to put it mildly. Okay. Moving on with her little story here. It says that Casey is not the only woman who is cheating on her husband to improve their marriage. Says author Alicia Walker, a Missouri State University professor, finding that married women typically cheat on their husbands because they are deeply in love. What? After researching women aged 24 to 65 on married dating site Ashley Madison, most of the women that Miss Walker spoke to said that their choice to cheat was not a spontaneous decision, but a well thought out and a necessary one. With their sexual urges not being met by their husbands, these women felt that the only way to save their marriage is to have their physical needs met by another man. They also admitted that by having their physical needs being met elsewhere, they would be better wives and better mothers. Guys, I mean, I'm sitting here, I'm getting gaslit. I mean, the level of insanity in these last statements of this article alone are enough to push people off the edge. She literally said, this author, Missouri State University professor, Alicia Walker, this author just enabled all these women by not only doing a study on this, but she's enabling these women, saying they also admitted that by having their physical needs being met elsewhere, they would be better wives and mothers. What planet are you living on where going out and letting some other dude yak up inside of you and probably like douse you in the face with all his sperm and treat you like an absolute like porn whore and then send you back to your husband? How does that make you a better wife and a better mother? I'm not seeing it. How does that make you a better wife and better mother? Again, guys, if that was a dude who was saying these things and there was a guy author saying this stuff, like backing up their behavior and saying, hey, they're better husbands, they're better fathers because they're banging these young hotties behind her back, how fast would you get shut down? Right? And I mean, this is just, I mean, I'm literally speechless, man. I'm just speechless by the lack of accountability here. I mean, did these women even once take accountability for basically breaking their marriage vows, cheating on their husbands, banging other dudes? Have they taken accountability once? No. And this is the thing about a lot of modern women today is they could just bold face excuse the most hideous type of immoral behavior, evil behavior, and just sit there and bold face talk to you like it's normal. Bold face, like with a completely straight face, just dismiss all of the negative things that they're doing to another person, their husbands, right, in this case. Just dismiss it completely and just act so nonchalant as if they're doing nothing wrong, right? Again, watch that Jada Pinkett Will Smith interview. She's sitting there just straight-faced, acting as if, hey, I need to take care of me, Will. I got to take care of me, right? I'm not doing anything wrong. Don't make me feel guilty. My therapist said I'm a good person. I wrote it 25 times on my composition notebook. It's sad. It's really sad that, this is just the insane, asinine behavior of these, these modern women. Just completely cheating on their husbands. And this is what I do on my channel. I call these women out. Right? I try to be as reasonable as possible, but you can see this article for yourself. And exactly, I just read it verbatim. Right? There is no accountability whatsoever for them cheating on their husbands. And they're even excusing it and convincing themselves that it's making them better wives, better mothers, and they're a better person for it. Imagine if their husband did this. How would they feel about it? What if they came home one night and they found their husband in bed with another woman, with one of their best friends? Right? What if they came home and found their husband banging some 18-year-old? How would they feel? Oh, now he's the cheater. He's the misogynist, right? Why do you think I call these type of women damaged, fellas? And I get attacked for that. I get attacked for calling these women damaged. You telling me this chick's not damaged? Right? And then when you see, you see these hashtags going around on International Women's Day, like empower women. Well, there you go. There you go. Sad. But as always, guys, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of tonight's little bedtime story here. Let me know what you think of Casey's behavior and many women like her who apparently there are lots of them out there who are cheating behind their husband's back because they're doing it for the children, right? They're doing it for the kids, and they're doing it so they can be a better partner for their husband, a better wife, and a better mother. That's why they have to go out and spread their legs and ride the carousel and become a 304. If I were their husbands, man, these guys have got to be really asleep to not be aware of what their wives are doing. But if I was their husband and I found out, you know what I'd do? I would change all the locks on the doors first thing. The moment she leaves, all her stuff is out front. Call the divorce attorney and tell him what she's been doing, and petition the court for custody of the kids, full-time custody, because mom's a cheating 304 on the Ashley Madison site, and she's unfit to be a mother. Take the kids, take the house, kick her ass to the curb, throw her back to the streets, because that's where these type of chicks belong, guys. They belong to the streets. Casey, you belong to the streets. Again, fellas, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of tonight's story and what you think of so many of these women cheating on their husbands and them excusing their behavior and saying that they're better wives, mothers, and parents, and they're better people for it. Drop your comments below. Love to see it. Can't wait to read it. Always very humorous, so drop those comments below. And, of course, you guys, don't forget to smash that like button below. Smash it now! And also hit the notification bell too so you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video or a brand new story here to my YouTube channel. And don't forget to subscribe, guys. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a ton when you actually subscribe, and it helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. So please subscribe as well. And for all you guys who want to support my work and all of this incredible content that I'm teaching you, best way to do that is jump into 7 Months of Mastery. I can't say enough about it. All my students are raving about it. And you know what? I'm limiting the amount of spots that I'm allowing into my program right now because it's starting to get a little full. So take advantage of it while you can. It's only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons from me. Only $1. And this is the absolute best way to support my work. And this is the absolute best way to make sure you don't end up being the husband to a woman like Casey over here, who is going to cheat on you and pull this malarkey behind your back. Because all these guys that are being cheated on by Casey and women like her and Jada Pinkett, what do these guys all have in common? Will Smith, what do these dudes all have in common? They're not in 7 Months of Mastery, right? They're not subscribers of the 33 Secrets. They don't have this type of education that you do. And sadly, a lot of these people, especially like in Will Smith's case, dude's a multi, millionaire. He has tens of millions of dollars in the bank and still can't afford a buck to get into 7 Months of Mastery. Could have saved himself a lot of time with his wife running off with this guy Augustus and doing all sorts of crap with this dude and wrecking their family. And I don't want that to happen to you. I don't want that to happen to you. But either way, it's the best way to support my work, guys. Jump into 7 Months to Mastery. Just click that link below. It'll take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video. I'm out.